Hello everybody, it's Shady here, and today I want to ask the question, where is the Final Fantasy XIII Remastered trilogy? Like seriously, it's kind of crazy, isn't it, when you think about it, that, every other Final Fantasy game has had some sort of re-release, whether that's, like Final Fantasy 1 having a million different versions, we've had, the Pixel remasters recently, 10, 12, have all had like remasters. 7, 8, 9 have like loads of different versions now. Like all of the other games are like easily accessible, and you can find them on most modern systems, PC, Steam, whatever. PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, all of that. Obviously, with the exception of a couple. And then the only way you can play the 13 trilogy on modern systems is through Xbox backwards compatibility. And it's just so strange, Square Enix have never been shy of doing these re-releases, so, I think it is inevitably going to happen. I think we can all agree on that, but, the question is when? When will it happen, and why is it taking so long, This year, 2024 anyway, December, it's going to be the 15-year anniversary of the original Japanese release, and obviously, March 9th or whatever, or 10th of next year will be the 15-year anniversary of the release of the Western version. So, yeah, will it be, this year that we finally hear something about this, Obviously, we do have Tokyo Game Show coming up, so that could be the time, potentially, It's very strange, because I think we've got to the point now where, obviously, back in the day, 13 kind of was the first Final Fantasy game I can think of that really kind of divided the fans in its style. Because obviously the game's very linear, very story-focused, tons of cutscenes, very much a visual showcase. I think a lot of people said it almost felt like an interactive movie or something. So, people didn't really like it at the time, but 15 years on, it feels like there's a lot of re-evaluation, and then when people look at where gaming has gone now, and you have all these open world games, and there's just a lot of tons of games have all this filler content with side quests, blah blah blah, all of that, checkpoint markers. 13 kind of, it feels very, it's stripped back, more linear approach, makes it feel a bit more quaint. I think a lot of people kind of seen what they were going for with the game now. It might have, for the most part, it's linear until obviously you get to Pulse, but it has a really awesome battle system, an amazing cast of characters, a great story, and then, I really feel like a remaster, though I think it is inevitable, would really give the game a second chance. And I think a lot of people actually think, this game's actually awesome. And obviously, now I kind of just want to talk about what I'd like to see in this remaster when it does happen, or if it happens, I suppose. But I mean, I feel like it is inevitable, because Square do always port their games, the Final Fantasy ones anyway. They've never had an issue with that, really. And, they're doing re-releases and remakes of just more obscure games, so, why not Final Fantasy 13? So obviously, it has to be the full trilogy, so that's 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. It's gonna have to include all of the DLC, so 13-2, Lightning Returns. Maybe not the Mass Effect DLC for 13-2. I think, that there'd be too much probably licensing involved with that, so I can understand that. And then, I think, obviously, there's gonna have to be some added content, isn't there, really? Like, I would love to see, a few tweaks. First of all, I think that maybe you have to have a look at the upgrade system for the weapons, like maybe change that up a bit, make it a bit easier to understand. Maybe have, it just make a little bit more sense, or just completely redo the system in and of itself. And obviously next up, I think they should probably look at having proper vibration features, like the rumble support, was just not there. There was like a couple of times like you'd get hit by an enemy and you'd feel it a little bit, but there'd be barely anything. I think the Japanese version had it, but then because it was only a few months with the porting job, it was an omission or something for some reason. It was very strange. And obviously, I think we can all agree there has to be some kind of like post-game dungeon or something. At least add one extra dungeon, maybe with like a mega weapon or something, or some other weapons. You know, they can just be like ancient foul seas or something. You know, you can find a way to make it work. And then, yeah, maybe actually fight Titan. Because obviously, a little bit of spoilers, but obviously when you get to Pulse in 13, you have to do all these hunts. Like, that's the main side missions, are these are hunting enemies, kill quests. And one of the chains you do are the Titan trials, but you never actually fight the guy himself, so it'd be cool if we actually got to fight him. That'd be an awesome thing. And obviously, yeah, you got updated visuals. I think it's got at least be 4K 60, and obviously you can upgrade some of the textures. I think the overall game looks great, the art design's there. I don't want them to go as far as they did with the, you know, the 10 HD remakes, because that just completely changed the art style of the game too far for me. I mean, it's still fine. And I think what they were trying to do was make them look closer to the CG cutscenes, weren't they? But I think they kind of, yeah, ruined the in-game models. Don't do that. Just touch up the textures a little bit, you know. Make it look a bit nicer. Obviously, yeah, 13.2 Lightning Returns could be higher quality, because obviously people should know this, but 13 was kind of designed around the PS3, and you know, there was a lot more space on a Blu-ray disc, so everything was very kind of higher resolution, higher fidelity, designed specific for the PS3. And then the 360 version kind of stripped it down a little bit. And then 13.2 Lightning Returns were kind of built more for multiplat, so they weren't as high quality. Still looks good though, but yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I think everyone can agree the in-game models and everything don't look as good as in 13. But yeah, honestly, that would be so cool if they did all that. You know, 4K 60, all 3 games in one system, or on one collection. Also, you know, maybe make sure it's available multiplat day one. You know, there has to be, obviously it'll be on PS5. Make sure it's available on Xbox. Get it on Steam, and even a Switch version. You know, maybe it could be a title for the next Nintendo console or something. You know, I'm thinking just like how they did with Crisis Core, where that was released on everything day one. And obviously Square have already spoke about, you know, not doing they're looking at abandoning the console exclusive model moving forward. So yeah, let's make sure it's on everything and available for everyone. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say. You know, I think, you know, if you haven't played 13, it's definitely worth trying. You know, it's still, like I said, you can play it on the Xbox Series systems. Just pick up a cheap 360 copy of the trilogy and pop it in your Xbox Series system or Xbox One, and you can try the game out. You know, it's really cool. And obviously you've got the PS3 version, and there's even Steam versions available. So yeah, it's accessible if you want to. Check it out. Definitely think it's worth trying out. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one.